They didn't choose to leave. The pain did it for them. Someone made them believe you were safer without them. They disappeared, but not without a scream heaven still echoes. Their heart stayed, only their body left. They cried the night they let you go, then never stopped. The silence was protection, not rejection. They walked away carrying every part of you. God saw their soul break before yours did. The truth? They were torn between love and survival. You didn't lose them. They were taken by fear. They wanted to stay, but someone whispered you'd be better without them. Their goodbye was written in someone else's lies. They prayed you'd feel their love through the silence. Their absence wasn't betrayal. It was surrender. They chose your healing over their own longing. You were the only peace they ever knew. Their love didn't end. It just got buried under pain. They left because they were breaking and didn't want you to witness it. This wasn't abandonment. It was spiritual warfare. Their last words were unspoken. They still bleed with your name. They were silenced by guilt, not indifference. Even now, their soul kneels beside yours. They loved you enough to suffer in silence. What you called betrayal was really protection. Their heart never stopped calling for you. They knew you'd never walk away, so they did it for you. They left to spare you the mess their past promised. The silence was a sacrifice. You were the altar. They're still chained to the memory of your eyes. Your name lives in the ache behind their smile. They didn't ghost you. They grieved you. You were never unloved, just unheard. Their love turned to prayer the moment they lost your voice. Someone warned them, if you stay, you'll destroy them. They gave up the only light they knew, you. The goodbye was forced. The love wasn't. They didn't lose you, they forfeited you. Every night, they rehearsed the words they couldn't say. They left to protect you from their storm. You were too sacred for their shattered hands. Even angels leave when they believe they're no longer worthy. They thought distance would fix what silence broke. They didn't vanish. They folded into grief. The hardest decision they made was the one that saved you. They didn't choose freedom. They chose your safety. If you only knew the tears behind that goodbye. They didn't stop loving you, they started hiding it. Their silence was louder than your pain could ever guess. They begged God to explain why love hurt this much. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. Someone whispered you'd be happier without them. They believed it. You didn't push them away. Life did. Their exit wasn't selfish, it was sacred. Their love for you was too holy for the chaos inside them. They became a stranger to keep you whole. They didn't stop loving you. They just stopped believing they deserved you. You were their only softness in a world that taught them more. Their silence was stained with your name. They let go of you, hoping you'd still hold on to hope. They regret it every single breath. The goodbye wasn't punishment. It was a wound. They left because someone else held the leash of their past. Their voice cracked when they said goodbye, to God, not you. They tried to write you out of their heart. It only carved you deeper. You didn't fail them. Their demons won. They left not to escape you, but to stop ruining you. Even now, their soul still wears your name. Their goodbye was rehearsed. Their heartbreak wasn't. They knew you were the one. That's what made it harder to stay. They still whisper your name under their breath. You were the one thing they got right. They were told you deserved more, so they became less. You were their answered prayer, but they didn't feel worthy. They didn't leave. They shattered quietly in your absence. They loved you louder than their fear could scream. They ran because they saw you healing and feared being the wound. The truth? They loved you more than they loved staying broken. You were never forgotten, only hidden behind unhealed pain. They didn't know how to carry your love and their trauma. They were told, if you love them, let them go. The goodbye was scripted by shame. Their confession would break you. That's why they stayed silent. You were the miracle they couldn't keep. They needed saving. You were trying to love them. They walked away with your name etched on every heartbeat. Their silence wasn't indifference. It was self-exile. They wanted to stay, but healing meant stepping away. Their ghost still cries your name in dreams. They traded your love for your peace. Their wounds made them believe love was punishment. You're the only thing that ever felt holy. They disappeared, hoping you'd survive the mess they didn't heal. They didn't leave you. They surrendered to fear. Their goodbye was their way of not dragging you into the fire. You were their safest place. They left because they were the danger. Their love never stopped. It just went underground. You still haunt them, but it's the only way they feel alive. Their silence wasn't the end. It was the beginning of sorrow. They didn't vanish. They unraveled. You're the prayer they wish they hadn't released. They left not because you weren't enough, but because they weren't. You were their calm, but they came from a storm. Someone convinced them you were better off. Their soul still checks the door in case you return. They miss you more than they know how to admit. Their goodbye wasn't rejection, it was fear wearing armor. You were the light. They were afraid to be seen. They needed saving, but couldn't let you drown with them. Their past screamed louder than your love. They didn't let go. They were pulled away. You are the story they still can't read without shaking. They still feel your heartbeat through the distance. Their heart is still tethered to yours in silence. They pray you'll somehow understand. You weren't abandoned. You were loved beyond their limits. They chose your healing over their comfort. Their soul still aches like you just left. They miss the home they found in your eyes. You weren't a chapter. They were never able to finish the book. They ache for you, but can't forgive themselves enough to return. You were the blessing they feared to receive. Their apology is carved into every lonely night. You're the reason they believe in second chances. They wish you knew how much staying broke them. They didn't disappear, they dissolved. Their soul broke the moment yours did. They walked away with their eyes closed. You still echo in the silence they chose. They regret it, all of it. You didn't lose them. You were sacrificed to protect them. They carry you like a wound that won't close. Their silence is a language of pain. You weren't hard to love. They were hard to heal. They wanted to return, but shame locked the door. They left to protect the one they loved most, you. Their final prayer was your name. They weren't ready to love, but they still do. You didn't break them. Life did. Their soul still hopes yours can feel them. They left, but they never stopped watching the door. You're still the ache they wake up with. They left because love scared them more than loss. Their silence was soaked in tears. They wish they could rewrite the goodbye. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. They didn't leave you. They were ripped from you. What you call silence is the scream they buried. They were protecting you from a storm you'll never know. They broke inside before they broke away. You were never the mistake. Their silence was. They still wake up in rooms where your name echoes. It wasn't choice. It was chains. You were their healing, but they were too infected to stay. They vanished, but their soul still sleeps beside yours. Even the angels wept when they walked away. They didn't move on. They broke down. You were the light they were told they couldn't touch. They left to spare you the poison still in them. You are the only prayer they never stopped whispering. Their soul never unhooked from yours. Someone forced them into a goodbye they never believed in. Their silence was stitched with sorrow, not indifference. They didn't ghost you. They died, trying to protect you. The goodbye wasn't the truth. It was a shield. Your love scared the demons, still clinging to them. They didn't know how to keep you without hurting you. You were too sacred to suffer their curse. Their last thought before leaving, please still love me. They didn't abandon you. They were exiled by fate. Every goodbye they rehearsed ended in your name. You weren't the reason. You were the refuge they failed to protect. Their hands still reach for your memory in the dark. They couldn't stay, but they never let go. What you felt was real. The goodbye wasn't. They thought losing you would save you. You are the ache they couldn't kill. Their heart still believes in you, even when their voice can't. You were their only soft place in a world made of war. They walk in circles, hoping your path crosses again. You were never the pain, they were the prison. They couldn't carry you and their trauma, so they dropped themselves. They let you go because they believed you deserved better. Their silence still stings them. They regret what they didn't say more than what they did. They lied to keep you whole. They believed losing you would heal you. Their goodbye was someone else's command. They're still chained to the moment they left. You didn't lose them. The world took them. They watch you from a distance, begging the stars to help. Their goodbye still bleeds beneath their skin. You are the one that haunts their healing. They didn't stay because they thought love meant leaving. If they told you the truth, you'd weep for them. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. They couldn't carry both their shame and your light. You are still the voice they hope to hear in dreams. They sacrificed you thinking it was holy. They couldn't unlove you, only unlive beside you. Their silence is soaked in your name. They didn't heal. They hardened. You weren't a chapter. You were the whole story left unread. They disappeared into the very fear they hid from you. They still hear your voice in places they run from. The door didn't close. They just collapsed behind it. They were forced to lie, and it killed something sacred. You weren't meant to be left, but they were told to leave. Their love didn't end. It got buried. They scream your name into their pillow when no one hears. The truth? They still belong to you. They left, but they left everything good behind. You. They wish they could bleed their truth into your hands. Your absence is their only punishment. They didn't run from you. They ran from who they were with you. They let go to stop bleeding on you. You weren't a wound, they were. They loved you too much to stay broken near you. Their silence held more love than their words ever could. They still wait for the version of you that forgives. You are the only thing they ever did right. They buried their feelings, but your love kept growing from the soil. They tried to forget you, but even their tears remember. You are their compass, even now. They still wear your love like a scar. Every time they smile, it cracks at the corners where you should have been. They know now, and it hurts. They didn't stop loving. They started hiding. You were never too much. They were never enough. They hope you never stop searching. They wrote your name in their regrets. Every heartbeat is a reminder of your absence. They couldn't face you with that truth. They didn't stay because they couldn't explain the storm. They were told, protect them, even if it costs you. You are the story they tell themselves in secret. Their silence isn't peace. It's punishment. You loved them through their disguise. They couldn't let you see how broken they were. You weren't saved from them. They were torn from you. They still ask God if they'll see you again. Their soul still aches in your direction. They regret not choosing love louder than fear. They died the moment they walked away. They gave you up to protect the light in you. You were never supposed to be the loss. They wonder if your heart still listens for them. They wanted to be chosen by love, not chased by shame. You are their unfinished prayer. They weren't ready to be loved that purely. Their memory still holds your warmth. They traded you for a lie they believed would save you. They still beg heaven to let them explain. Their soul only knows how to call you home. You are the silence between their heartbeats. They never stopped believing in the love you gave. They dream of the day they're brave enough to return. You are their only proof that they once felt holy. They loved you. That was never the lie. They couldn't unlove you, only unlive beside you. Their goodbye was never meant to be the end. They ache for forgiveness they're afraid to ask for. You are their unfinished sentence. They still search for your eyes in every stranger. You're the one miracle they weren't allowed to keep. Their greatest sin was silence. You weren't a lesson. You were their lifeline. They left before their darkness swallowed you. You weren't the storm. You were the shelter. Their past screamed louder than your kindness. You are the only place they felt alive. Their guilt wears your name. They cry in languages only your soul could translate. The truth is too heavy to speak, but it's all for you. They carry your memory like a sacred wound. They chose distance over destroying you up close. They never stopped hoping your soul still listens. They thought your light could blind their shadows. Their love never left. It hid beneath the ashes. You weren't the one who failed. Their soul never stopped orbiting yours. You are the question they never stopped asking. They regret their silence more than their mistakes. They walked away, but their shadow stayed at your door. They were forced to choose between peace and presence. You were their safest chaos. They weren't afraid of you. They were afraid of being seen. Their soul cracked when they said your name for the last time. You are still the fire in their coldest memories. They left because they didn't know love could stay. Their heart still prays to the echo of yours. They didn't lose you. They were lost in themselves. You weren't a chapter. They were unfinished. Their goodbye was written by fear, not fate. The truth still trembles behind their silence. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more.